How's it going, guys? Today I'm going to be teaching you guys vocal processing. I'm going to be explaining this because this is a thing that really matters, because any rap album you listen to has vocals on it, any singing album has vocals on it. Pretty much the majority of stuff has vocals on it. The only thing that really doesn't is instrumental albums and some EDM tracks, but even a lot of EDM songs have vocals on them. So I'm sure you guys probably want to know about that when you want to EQ and compress and do all that good stuff to your friends around your hometown, making your basement tracks, or even if you're in a real studio. So the thing you need to remember about vocals is vocals need to cut through the mix for clarity, but they still need to occupy their own space for fullness. So even though you're kind of just pushing the vocals over some other instruments, you want them to still have a space of their own to sound in your face and professional quality and just full in general. First thing to remember is every voice is different, so making personalized effect chains for each artist as a reference is a good idea. An artist's voice remains the same most of the time on the same microphone, thus like an EQ, or at least a similar EQ, will likely sound good every track recorded on that particular mic. Now keep in mind, instruments aren't the same in every track, and that it's still a good idea to keep the instruments in mind while mixing around them. So, say you have a rapper who rapped over a dubstep song like Foreign Beggars. You wouldn't process that the same way as if Foreign Beggars just went over a traditional hip-hop beat, because the frequencies of dubstep songs and hip-hop songs are different. Now, some artists even have signature effects, say T-Pain's auto-tune, Tyler, the creator of Odd Future's low-pitched voice, A$AP Rocky's low-pitched voice, Kendrick Lamar's higher-pitched layer vocals. It's really all about just finding a good signature effect for the artist that you're recording, and really just don't overdo it. Like, don't go over and everything just to make a signature effect. But some people sound good with certain effects just by the nature of the sound of their voice. Layering background vocals and adlibs is a very, very good way to create fullness. Some artists use hundreds of overdubs. I know I've heard of Katy Perry uses like irrational amount of dubs, but she's incredibly famous and her songs sound great and super clear. So it's really not irrational. You should definitely be looking into doing as much as you need for the song. Others may even need no overdubs. It's all about really what sounds best for the particular track. It takes practice to get used to mixing vocal dubbing. A good way to start is by bussing all the vocals to a group. So you're kind of processing not only the main vocal but all the backgrounds and putting similar effects on them, so not that they clash with each other, but then they could still sound uniform in like one voice. You know what I mean? When you hear overdubs, it kind of just sounds like a chorus of the same person rather than one dude singing and a bunch of people like oh in the background. If that makes any sense. I don't really know why I said that. But you guys could tell what I mean, where if you have a voice, it should be the same, at least general idea for the background overdubs. Make sure you tell your artists, because a lot of artists who don't have experience recording don't know that. So remember to tell them and enlighten them that the steps that will make them sound best on the vocal with you engineering it. Now, chorus of the songs, as you know, normally have the most vocal dubbing on them for fullness. That's because chorus is normally the climax of songs, and you want the most fullness, and you want the most power and most drive for the chorus of the song. But again, that's not a rule. There's no real rules. There's good ideas, audio engineering, but it's not. You can definitely you could have 30 overdubs on the verse and none on the chorus and would still sound good. It's all about what sounds best creatively and to you. A third thing to keep in mind is that 100% dry vocals, that is vocals with no effects on them at all, they're used on occasion, but adding reverb and delay to vocals helps to add space and add professionality. If you listen to an acapella that I'm going to play you right now, you'll see it's not really super apparent reverb and delay, but you'll hear it. Again, this is One Step Closer by Linkin Park. I'm about to play real quick for you guys.
I hear the less you say, you'll find that out anyway. Just like
now, you can hear even overdubs in the background
everything
of this.
you say to me takes me one step closer to the edge, and I'm about to break. I
Very
need a little
light
room to
reverb,
break.
just really just putting it back in the mix a little bit, at least for the overdubs. and you kind of get how they're bussing separate things to each other, grouping things together. Listening to acapellas, downloading them, listening to them online is a very, very good way to tell what the engineer was thinking and what even the artist was thinking when it comes to vocals. Again, back to dry vocals. You can use them. They're good sometimes, but at least add a little bit of that space from the reverb and delay. It helps create a sense of professionality. You can even really get creative with this and make some pretty cool effects with delays, and you'll learn by yourself what sounds good for the particular artist you're working with. But remember, even though it's not good to always use 100% dry vocals, do not go overboard on this. It will put your vocals too far back in the mix, make your mix sound muddy, and overall fuck your shit up. And you do not want to do that. When I first started engineering my friends' rap songs, I would have them record in my house in the studio, and I would just be like, yo, you guys want to see these effects I can put on this? And I would just put a bunch of random effects on it, and it sounded cool because people heard their like voice with effects on it, but like the song sounded shitty, really bad. So just keep that in mind. Do not do the stupid things that I did. But yeah, so just remember all those things. Every voice is different, so personalized effect shades are good. Layering background vocals and adlibs is awesome. Don't always use 100% dry vocals, but just remember, vocals need to cut through the mix for clarity, but still occupy their own space in the mix for fullness. Now, if you guys have any questions about any of this, leave anything in the comments, message me, email me. I'll get back to you as soon as I possibly can. Go to dextersills.com if you want me to engineer any of your stuff or get any more info on engineering. I'm here for you guys. So yeah, I'll see you guys next episode. Thanks.